Okay, let's talk about Jason Aldean. Now, I
Let's
want to
get some
preface
country music going. That's
which
my
is why I
country
don't listen.
accent.
Which is why I don't listen to Jason Aldean. I'm more of a traditionalist. I don't like the snap track country. You know what I mean, Florida Georgia line friends. Um, but Jason Aldean, to his credit, he and Morgan Wallen also don't care much for his music, but his politics and his stance against cancel culture, excellent.
Mm-hmm.
So Jason Aldean's got a new single out. It's called "Try That in a Small Town," and the song is about mob violence and why it doesn't happen in small towns, because small town people might put a bullet in you but they don't have a lot of toleration for it. It's anti-riot lyrics. It slams leftist policies that have caused big towns to fall into decay and mania. And the Hollywood left, of whom I guess that stuff is starting to infect country music, but so far it seems to have buttressed itself up against cancel culture. But the song hit airwaves in May. It wasn't released for video until July 14th. And people started claiming it was racist, pro-lynching, as though people are pro-lynching. CMT, so Country Music Television, that's where you would see this video, has pulled the singer's music video, yet it hasn't said why. This song, in response now, has ended up at number 1. And the video is at number 1. And it's been out since May. So country music consumers were not worried about this song whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly.
The people who sing along with it were not worried about this song. Finally, some leftists noticed, because it probably ended up in their YouTube algorithm because it was highly popular. And all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, this is pro-lynching. Now, one thing Aldean points out is many of the images used in the video are actual news footage. It's not recreations. It's mob violence that actually happened in big cities. And he's refusing to back down, which I enjoy. And this is not the first time the Aldeans have refused to back down, because Jason Aldean's wife has like a children's wear line, like a clothing line. And she was accused of being anti-trans because she said something like, I'm so glad that my parents didn't transition me when I was going through
that quote real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
She said, I'd really like to thank my parents for not changing my gender when I went through my tomboy phase. I love this girly life.
Yeah. And then so Jason Aldean's PR firm, which has dealt with him for 17 years through the height of his popularity, turfed him. He's standing by his wife. Couple of woke country music stars who can't read the room, but there's always Dixie chicks around, if you know what I mean. They were like the woke ones during the George Bush era. They said, they called her Insurrection Barbie, whatever. But country music fans don't actually, like legitimate country music fans and consumers of Jason Aldean's music, they don't actually seem to care. Sell your clip-ins and zip it, Insurrection Barbie. That's Maren Morris.
I'm not a country music fan, didn't know who Jason Aldean was until this, but have purchased the song. It's now
Did you? Good.
I did. Of course I did. And it is a little bit more poppy, so I know that's what turns you away, but it actually sounds a little bit better to me. But I want to go back to the pro-lynching accusation they're coming out here. This article here that we have for you, it says the video for the song includes clips of protesters confronting police and scenes of the U.S. flag being burned. And here it is. It also includes scenes shot in front of a courthouse in Columbia, Tennessee, that was the site of a lynching of a Black man in the 1920s, according to a report by Verity.
100 years ago?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is like grasping so much. I can't believe the journalism there. Like it's a report by Verity, and then you're actually covering that totally useless tip that has absolutely nothing to do with anything. It's such a reach. And of course he has responded to that, Jason. But it's just so shameful what they're doing. He says, I've been accused of releasing a pro-lynching song. It's an anti-crime song. That's what it is. And was subject to the comparison that I was not too pleased with the nationwide BLM protests. These references are not only meritless, but dangerous. And he says there is not a single lyric in the song that references race. And like you said, he points out that he just uses actual footage where it's not blurring that, you know, some of the criminals are Black. And it reminded me of the BLM protests. If you remember that small town, I forget where they were. It was a small area, and the neighbors got out with their guns and just stood there peacefully. Yeah. I think I shared a link if we just want to show it on the screen, the video, if you have it handy. But they just, you know, they had their right to bear arms, and they stood out there. They looked like they were having some drinks and talking. The BLM protesters are like, there you go, there you go. It's like, they're just holding it. They're like chilling. The guns are pointed down. And I think that's kind of what the song is saying. Those Black Lives Matter protests destroyed Black-owned businesses, Black-owned homes, Black communities, and it wasn't going to fly here.
Well, that's the point. Like, large cities fall into social decay because of Democrat and progressive policies, and they have all the rioting and mayhem. And you go to a small town and you don't have any of that. In fact, if you do have any sort of violence, the neighbors will take care of it before the cops ever get there. That's the point of the whole video, which is missed on people who didn't listen to the song when it came out 2 months ago. Losers. Now, one of my favorite governors, Kristi Noem, weighed in. Her entire state is a small town. She's the governor of South Dakota. She likes to hunt predators and wear fur, and she's a rancher, and she also likes to lift at the gym. I know so much about her. I just do. I think she's lovely. I think she's lovely. Some very beautiful photographs of her on cattle drives on her Facebook, in case you're interested. But anyways, she thought that she would weigh in because her entire state is just one small town. So let's roll some of her footage. Look at her. Look at her. Anyway, I'll just be quiet. She is. Okay, go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. I was just getting in the car to head to a meeting, and I was thinking about something I posted on my social media on May 24th. It was about a new song that had just been released that my friend Neil Thrasher helped write, and Kalo as well, both dear friends of mine. But it was by Jason Aldean, and I was so impressed with the song because it talked about the value of small towns and how we have our priorities right. And when I posted on my social media, I talked about that I hoped the video would be shot in South Dakota because that is our way of life here. I am shocked by what I'm seeing in this country with people attempting to cancel this song and cancel Jason and his beliefs, and him and Brittany are outspoken about their love for law and order and for their love of this country. And I'm just grateful for them. I think a lot of times people that go out and fight every day on these important issues and have an opinion and remember the freedom and liberty that this country was founded on get persecuted from it. And we're seeing that with the Aldeans right now and the songwriters that work so hard on this. And I just want them to know that we support them. We love them. Thank you for writing a song that America can get behind. And boy, keep singing, keep playing. And if you want to come to South Dakota, I'll let you play anywhere. We'll facilitate it. I know you're coming in August, but if you want to come sing it on the governor's residence front lawn, we'll do it proudly. So thank you for being patriots. God bless you.
I hope she's somebody's VP pick this year.
Yeah.
She's great. But she is right. Like, you know, and it's nice to see a government official, Canadian politicians, who's standing against cancel culture and for free speech and just for common sense. We don't see a lot of that in Canada.
And we should remind people, especially if they don't follow. I guess I had heard of Jason Aldean, but in a different context. So in case they don't follow country music, he is the same country star who was performing on stage during the mass shooting in Las Vegas, which is obviously not a small town. So it's just kind of a piece that's there, because who was it that came out and said, you should know better since you were there? It was another country star. You'd know the name.
Yeah, I forget. I
Oh
forget. I
yeah.
try not to pay attention to the woke youngsters
Oh
of country
yeah.
music. I'm more in like
No,
the
she was old school. She was old school. The one who came
oh
out to basically condemn his song.
oh
Okay.
was it Sheryl Crow?
Yeah, Sheryl Crow. She came out
Okay.
and she said something along the lines of "You're promoting violence in the song," is what she wrote, and she said that he should know better since he was there at the Las Vegas shooting.
Yeah, we wouldn't want the Democrats exposed for the violence they promote. Like,
Hmm. Yeah,
somehow we're attributing the violence done by Democrats to the Republican singer who is singing a song against the violence.
yeah. This is
Good job.
literally anti-violence, like an anti-crime. Like I said, it's saying don't mess around, don't break the law.
Yeah,
We'll
don't break
defend
the law.
ourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. See, this is why I'm like, no, this is why I like country music from the early 80s, 1970s, and like the newer stuff from like the more trad country guys, like Brad Wall's son, Coulter Wall, who's
Well,
my favorite.
when's the last time the left has come after a rapper for literally promoting like gang violence? It doesn't happen.
Rape,
Yeah.
drugs, gang violence, all those
Yeah.
lyrics, all those videos are perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But some like a Republican saying, "Don't try to hurt me or I will hurt you." That seems to be the objectionable thing for these people. Have you listened to hip hop lately?
Yeah.
Anything that Cardi B sings, like I have actually had a dry heave, and I'm not exaggerating, over a Cardi B song. I dry heaved.
You listened to
Um,
one?
I had to talk about it on air, so I did what you
Oh,
did,
okay.
and I bought the song, and I was like, I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna stomach this, and it was touch and go. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there, but I did not enjoy it, but that is fine for the left, and yeah, this is look at this. Yeah, somebody compared
Oh,
them.
wow. Okay. Yeah. I did look at the lyrics of this one. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Horrible.
God,
Horrible.
it's gross. Yuck, gross.
And
Anyways,
just for the
let's
record, I would not agree to a Cardi B story time in a library either.
no.
It's not just drag queen story times I'm against.
It's Cardi B. Like in general, I wouldn't let her sit on my couch for 100 different reasons, but I would throw the couch out after. Anyways, let's